and we are all going to be CEOs of our own little group of AI agents that do a lot of mundane work for us so that we can focus on what's really important. So I'm a CEO here at Contextual. I'm also an adjunct professor at Stanford University. It's been really great being in AI before it was cool. And it's been amazing seeing kind of the world open up to the potential of this technology and how it's really going to change everything. At the time when I started doing them, people thought I was kind of crazy. One of the examples I have is that when I first got to Cambridge and I wanted to work on neural networks, then my advisor at the time said, "Don't work on neural networks, they don't work, nobody works on that anymore." And it turns out that he was pretty wrong. But even after that, I was working on multimodality, so having AI models understand not just text, but also vision or speech, or we even have a paper where you can make computers understand smell, which worked really well. So multimodality is really one of the core topics, I think, of this year, where we're going to see a lot of innovations in AI. Sure, yeah. So what we're doing at Contextual is we're building on this idea of RAG, retrieval augmented generation. So this is something that I initially pioneered when I was still at FAIR, Facebook AI Research. And the basic idea there is that you give this external memory component to your foundation model. So this could be Wikipedia or the internet, or so in a very similar way to how humans, when you make an exam, you can make a closed book or open book, right? So where you can have the actual information accessible. In the same way, you can give a language model access to all of this information, and that makes the language model much better at its job. So the old RAG that everybody uses with frozen language model, frozen vector database, we at Contextual call that Frankenstein's monster, because you kind of cobble it together and it sort of walks. You hope that it works, but it doesn't really get you all the way there. So what we're building is much more like an Apple iPhone of retrieval augmented generative systems, where all the parts are really carefully designed to work together and the whole system is jointly optimized. So we train our own language models, our own retrievers, and everything is trained together from scratch to be good at retrieval augmentation. I think it's a very nuanced topic, actually. So it obviously has non-negligible cost on the environment, but I think if you compare it to, beef production on the planet or things like that, it's not that big. So a training job is a one-off cost. So the most expensive part now is actually in the fine-tuning or in the kind of inference. So just having people talk to your language model. And for all of these things, the costs are rapidly going down. So everything is becoming much more energy efficient. When you actually look at the literature around AGI from people who have actually thought about this very deeply, they'll tell you that they have a very precise definition of AGI. If you look at it like that, where it's about AI systems being able to do economically valuable activities at the same level or higher as humans for most economically valuable activities, then I think we're very close, actually, because language models can already write better emails than you can, probably, and then me too. Right? So there are a lot of things that over time, AI is just going to find its way into our general economic productivity. A lot of the things that we do that we're kind of wasting time on now, like writing emails and things like that, AI is going to take that over from us. And we are all going to be CEOs of our own little group of AI agents that do a lot of mundane work for us so that we can focus on what's really important. So this could be creative human things, or it could be having more time for ourselves or for our family or things like that, because we have this AI company working for us as the CEO of that company. What's just great about Silicon Valley is that here you really feel like it's really just happening here. So everybody just talks to each other. You get this kind of energy. There's a lot of kind of money slushing around, which makes it possible to really try crazy stuff and to see if it works. And if it works, to have something that really changes the world. So the advice I like giving Dutch entrepreneurs is that they should try to think much more from opportunities rather than risks. So I think the real difference in the mindset between here in Silicon Valley and the Netherlands is around not being afraid to fail and being hyper ambitious. And when I talk to Dutch entrepreneurs, I feel that they're very scared of the risks that they're taking, and they don't really respect the opportunity, or they don't really go after the huge opportunities, because in Holland you have to try to stay normal. You shouldn't stick your head out too much.